Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all.
Best British chocolate candy.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcast should have a theme song. Podcast should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Best British chocolate candy.
That's my favorite part of every episode. We could just stop there, Hal. We're just listening to you say, but I didn't know which order the adjectives, which is more important, that it is a chocolate candy, that it is a British chocolate candy. I think for purposes of this, that it's British candy. We have so much candy in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And that is thanks to one man. Isn't that right, Hal Lublin?
Yes, he's back. He keeps sending us food from abroad. He wants us to, this is a man who was raised overseas. He has 1 foot in the States and 1 foot over in jolly old England, and he has the food to prove it. John Kovalic returns. Hey, John.
Hi, guys.
What is up, John? Thanks for coming back, man.
It's my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
How was your most recent trip overseas?
It was delightful because much of it was obviously spent in the candy aisles of various British high street supermarkets.
Going with a mission like that had to be exciting, and we thank you for it.
It's my pleasure. I broke both my diet and Delta Airlines baggage weight limits. So
yeah, this is a hefty amount of chocolate we've got in front of us.
They don't do fun sizes in Britain. I mean, maybe they've got some, but it's not, this whole American mania towards fun sizing and shrinking everything.
Yeah. Well, we also make the giant versions too.
Yeah.
So I guess that averages out. Whether mean, median, or mode, it's about the same size bar of chocolate.
Now, Mark.
And we got a lot to eat.
You said 26 different candies? Is that right?
We have 26 different confections. And it seems to break down with just a few companies. There is, of course, Mars, the largest candy company in the world, that makes a couple of the bars that we will talk about once we get to that quadrant of the bracket. Yes, people of the world, it is time for a bracket. So we've broken these down into 4 different categories. The first of which I would love to jump into is it's all about the chocolate. And it seems like most of these candies come from Cadbury, which holds a 72% share of the market. And then Nestle is the other major source of these different chocolates. And there are bars that match cross company that are basically the same bar.
Now, I just wanted to jump in here. In the back of my mind, like not having heard the word recently, I seem to remember that in Europe, it's actually pronounced Nestles.
Nestles? Really?
Not Nestle. So this could be just a British thing. This could be just something my friends in London were pranking me with. I'm not the linguist here, but I do the word Nestles does leap to the front of my mind.
You know what? For the rest of this episode, it's Nestle. Then it's Nestle, Hal.
Fine, Nestle.
It's Nestle. If you say Nestle, you have to put a quarter in the candy jar. Now that I've taken all of this candy out of it. So here's what we're going to grab first. We're going to grab the Cadbury's chocolate, which is the Dairy Milk and the Freddo bar, against the Yorkie and the Animal bar, which are Nestle's just straight up Dairy Milk, pure milk chocolate bars. Then we're going to take a look at the Aero and the Wispa, which are basically the same aerated chocolate bar from 2 different companies. Then we're going to look at the Galaxy chocolate bar, an outlier, and Nestle's white chocolate bar. So grab those and we will come right back.
Are we starting with Freddo, Mark? Is that correct?
Freddo is that's just straight up Cadbury chocolate.
I've got it in my hand and I opened it.
Okay,
so
that sounds like a good reason to start there. I have scissors, so I'm just going to have a little bite of each one.
I have scissors too.
And Freddo, John, by the way, for our non-British audience, is a little chocolate frog, which brings to mind all sorts of Monty Python sketches.
Are there a lot of Monty Python sketches that use assorted confections that all the kids would know about over there?
No, but there is the one Crunchy Frog sketch. Crunchy Frog is not the whole sketch, but it's the candy vendor at the theater.
Mm. Well, I'm going to bite into. Are you guys ready to bite into this creamy frog?
It smells great.
Yeah, it smells. I mean, this is what chocolate's supposed to smell like. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I feel like this is the episode that's going to get me disinvited from ever visiting England again, but it tastes like a Hershey's Kiss to me. It tastes like quality-wise, it tastes like Hershey's chocolate, and I know that British chocolate is better, quantitatively better, and qualitatively better. But this tastes to me, I mean, it's good. I don't dislike that, but it's fine.
It doesn't have the same acidity, that sour milk taste that Hershey's chocolate has. It's a little creamier, I think. I like it. I mean, it's a good baseline chocolate. What do you think, John?
I like it. One of the difficult things about this particular episode is once you've got the basic chocolate bars, your Cadbury's, your Galaxies, they will do lots of stuff with all of these. So you go into a British supermarket, and my personal favorite is the venerable Cadbury's Fruit and Nut Bar. Which basically has nuts and raisins in it, which I think is just absolutely delicious.
It's like a dairy milk bar with nuts and raisins.
With nuts and raisins, yes. But they will have, and these things, like some of these will be around all the time. Others will just be seasonal, some silly, some less silly flavors coming through. But yeah, I'm a huge fan actually of the basic Cadbury's Fruit and Nut Bar.
Okay.
But once you go down that road, there would have been 20 more chocolates to sample here.
I think this is a good one to do. Just the basic chocolate bar.
I like my feet. I would like to keep both of them.
Let's now crack open the animal bar, which is Nestle's.
Crap, I grabbed the wrong one. All right, fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Yep.
Nestle's version of pure chocolate.
Oh, this is like a little mini crunch that's got a bear on it. Is that a bear? Is it a cheetah?
I thought that was a giraffe.
No, I have a cheetah on mine. I have a cheetah on mine.
Oh, it is a cheetah. You know what? It's because he was tall in the grass.
You thought it was a giraffe.
I thought it was a giraffe because he's tall.
I was at the Los Angeles Zoo recently and I saw giraffes there. And my first thought was, they're not so tall. Like, I remember giraffes being bigger when I was a kid. They're tall.
Yeah, you were tall. You were short.
But in my brain, they're like, I could stand under a giraffe. Like, it would clear me no problem. But these are they have long necks. I just learned a lot.
You're adult size now. Now get back. Hal, you're an adult. Now eat your candy. All right, let's go for this.
All right. This tastes like a higher quality chocolate to me. I got just some different notes in it. It just fit like a little bit more depth, maybe a little off sweetness, and I really like it.
Yeah, I like this chocolate a lot too.
It's richer.
I've just noticed my animal bar has an iguana and a parrot.
Get out of town.
We have different animals? Get out of here.
Molded into the chocolate, yeah.
Oh, I just ate it. I opened it from the back and just...
Mine was upside down. I didn't see an animal on it.
Oh, no.
I know.
The only animal with my chocolate bar is the one that's eating it.
Yeah,
are we picking between these two?
I think we should. Well, I think that's going to be a big thing, is we're going to have to at least talk about what we think the pros and cons are of just the base chocolate itself. We still have one more base chocolate. We also have each of these chocolates in a slightly different form, but a similar form to one another. So now let's jump into the Wispa bar.
Okay. We're never getting to the dairy milk. I've just got a piece of dairy milk sitting on a paper towel right now.
Dairy milk is the same thing as Freddo.
Oh, so we don't have to eat it?
No.
All right, but I'm going to eat this piece anyway. Is that what you're saying?
That's what probably should happen.
Let me make sure. You could be lying.
It is the same,
it's the exact same. It's the exact same.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, my animal bar also has a delightful how many flowers can you find in the jungle?
On the chocolate bar or on the wrapper?
No, inside of the wrapper.
Oh, hey.
Where a golden ticket should be. They've got a fairly rudimentary search game.
I know that the 8 of you are sharing a bed and that coming to my factory would mean everything to you. But hey, you think you'd help me find a pelican?
I have which leopard has the most number of spots. Most number feels like an odd syntax.
Extraordinarily precise.
Yeah.
Mine says one of these hyenas is cheating on his wife.
Oh, dear.
Now, they all look guilty. This is really hard.
That's because they're all cheetahs.
They're all
Boo.
Oh, come on.
Well done, sir. Well done. All right, let's jump into an Aero bar and a Wispa bar. Which one you guys want to do first?
I opened the Wispa because you said Wispa.
All right, let's do Wispa first.
You can't say a thing and then ask if I want to do something else. I'm trying to get it open.
For this one, here's what I'd like to do. Before we talk about them, let's take a bite of both of them.
Oh, well, there are two arrows. Do I get to pick which one?
Use the chocolate arrow. That's closest to what the Wispa
I
bar
want the
is.
mint one, though.
We'll get the mint one in a minute. Don't worry. We'll get to it. I promise.
Fun.
I am fun.
So many rules. Okay. That's what a Wispa tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I keep putting these scissors away.
Yeah, you're going to need them the whole time.
Oh, this one has an animal thing on it, too. It says, which one of these ladybugs is upside down in their mortgage? I appreciate just immediately the one that breaks it into little pieces. Because where I used to just see that as a barrier to eating the whole thing quickly, now I'm portioning things more in my life. It's a personal choice. And so
that's big ups for the arrow on that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is almost impossible to get out of the wrapper. So now I'm dinging it again. Here we go.
Is there a similar American bar to the Wispa or the Arrow? I got
Not
this.
really.
I don't think there is.
I think you can get arrows here. You have to go to specialty store, like a Cost Plus World Market would probably have a good number of these.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I've seen arrows around. My guess is because it's America that we're like, this air should have chocolate in it. And then we reject it and move along.
Oh, here's an interesting fact. Like Wispa, this is from the internet, so you know it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wispa, Arrow is simply chocolate with bubbles in it, but the bubbles in Arrow are much bigger than those in Wispa, which give it more of a crumbly than a velvety texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Arrow, for me, being should we do the mint Arrow now as well?
Yeah.
Let's dive
I want to do the mint one. This is just the bonus. The Arrow's way better than the Wispa, right, John?
I think the Arrow defeats the Wispa, yeah.
And I think you will find that the peppermint Arrow is probably the killer app Arrow.
Yeah, this is the I'm in. Do you agree with these assessments so far, John? You're the expert here. We're just
so far. Yes, I do with all of these 20, gosh knows how many we've got here. I do have my favorites. And so far you guys are pretty much on jiving with, now some of these have come out since well after I left the UK, which was it was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. I left when I was 20. I am no longer 20. By a long shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that Arrow peppermint is great.
It's so good. It has it's the same mint, the same flavor profile mint that you have in the Andes mint.
Yeah.
That sort of
I guess is it white chocolate in the middle and then coated? Is that how that one works?
Don't do that to me. There's no white
you just loved a white chocolate thing, Hal. Look at that.
I already realized I have to. You don't know that it's white chocolate. So, and I'm not going to pay attention to anything Ken puts in that chat. So, tell your story walking, Buster.
Wow. You know what? Why don't we do this then? Let's open up the white chocolate and take a bite of that, Hal.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh.
I know it's probably not going to be your favorite.
What's it going to be your favorite?
The Milky Bar?
The Milky Bar, yeah. The Nestle
John, where
Milky Bar.
I infamously don't like white chocolate. My father has raised me to believe, and it's true scientifically, white chocolate is not chocolate.
Yes. I enjoy white chocolate in its proper place. It's not my go-to confection, but it's got its own unique mouthfeel. It's got its own, obviously a very different taste. My tastes tend towards dark chocolates for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the almost literal opposite of the white chocolate, but I don't hate it like poison. But it's not something I've ever actively sought out.
It feels like eating butter to me.
Yes. It's missing something.
There's an unctuousness to it, which is not pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to win. All right, one more in this category. Let's open up the Galaxy bar.
You don't think the flat bar of chapstick is going to win this one, Mark? the Galaxy now? That's what we're doing now?
That's what we're doing now. That's the last that's the last of this category is the Galaxy Smooth Milk.
Not the Yorkie?
No, the Yorkie is the same thing as the animal bar.
Oh, so I shouldn't eat the Yorkie?
No, Hal.
Jeez.
Although I will say the Yorkie, the Yorkie being a much more solid bar, which has always been its thing. It's this really thick. In fact, famously a few years ago, they had a advertising campaign which basically said Yorkie is not for girls.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll just leave that one sealed.
I like the Galaxy chocolate a lot. Who makes this chocolate bar? Do we know?
Aliens.
Oh, this is annoying because I bought all these in multi-packs. They don't.
Wait a minute.
It is Mars. Galaxy is a bar made by Mars.
There's something wrong with this.
You don't like yours?
It tasted weird in the middle. It got weird.
Really?
I hate it. Mm-hmm.
No, I have to eat another square of it.
Yeah.
Weird in the middle.
Like in the middle of the piece, like that I didn't eat the whole bar. I ate like a piece of it, but like it tasted like somebody, like they were having a conversation when they were making it. They were like, we should put caramel in this. And then they started the caramel machine, but it hadn't like completed and it sort of got in there. And they're like, no, don't do it. Turn it off. Yeah. It's unpleasant.
Oh, I like it a lot. But like we said, prior to recording, I believe, if one person's like, nope, don't like it, it's out.
It's gone.
We haven't really done any eliminations yet. The way we're going to do this, by the way, for this particular version of a bracket, we're just going to have 4 categories. We're going to have Northeast, Southeast, Northwest, Southwest. So we'll only have a final 4. We're going to pull one from each of the different categories.
So they're not necessarily related categories.
They're slightly related. They have a few relations to one another. This one was the strictly chocolate category. Yep. Should we add the flake to this category? What do you think?
It is strictly.
It is also strictly chocolate. Let's add it. Why not?
It is.
Oh, is this going to get everywhere?
Grab your flake bar. It's literally called a flake bar.
This is a quintessential. This is a quintessentially British candy because you will find flake bars sold just as flakes, but also just stuck into ice cream cones, the soft serve ice cream, which is ubiquitous in Britain in the summertime. And it'll just be there sticking out of an ice cream cone. 1, maybe 2 flake bars. And this is Cadbury's again.
All right. Does everybody have their flake bar now?
Yeah. Why does it taste a little bit like a diaper bin? I'm sorry. It tastes like a diaper bin smells a little bit.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's happening to your chocolate.
You know what I'm talking about, John. Your father, you know the smell. Are you picking that up or you love this too much?
I am definitely not picking that up at all. No, it smells like chocolatey goodness to me, Hal.
It might be me. I ate like my lunch out of a diaper bin, so that might be. It might have some.
You might have residual diaper bin flavor.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I was on Fear Factor this afternoon, guys. It was really exciting.
Ooh. Did you say hi to Joe Rogan, fellow podcaster?
Yeah, we had a whole conversation. It was great.
All right. So, gentlemen, we now have to pick among these chocolate bars.
Well, just quickly, I want to get your opinions on the texture of the flake bar, because that is the one thing which makes the flake very different from any of the other British candies.
I love the texture of a flake bar. It's like it's unlike anything I've had, in the same way that I know it's not exactly the same, but like you can't really describe how a Butterfinger flakes apart. I can't really describe how a flake flakes apart. It's thin layers of chocolate aerated between thin layers as opposed to just bubbles pumped through like in an arrow.
This sounds like it's going to be a diss, but it's not. I think the texture I would describe as when you have a piece of wood that termites had, like termite infested wood, in that it's uniquely textured. There are a lot of different texture pieces and it just like falls apart. You touch it, it's falling. Like I tried to be so careful and I saw like little crumbs I was trying to catch and get it get it in my mouth. But I can see how it would be fantastic on like vanilla ice cream. That would be a home run. And you don't need to grate it. You just like hold it over there. I'm sure it crumbles apart very easily. It's gotta be a parent's nightmare because that will wind up like 30% of it will wind up on a child's face and shirt.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. That's part of the fun.
For the child, yes.
Yeah, for only the child.
All right, team. what's coming through to the finals? What is our victor in the Northeast? We all very much seem to enjoy the Aero Peppermint, which is a Nestle product. Also, Nestle's version of chocolate seemed to be favored over Cadbury's chocolate in this round. Does that seem accurate?
I think that's a fair assessment.
I think so too.
So between those two, the Aero Peppermint and the straight up chocolate bar, do we have a favorite out of that that's going to make it through to the next round?
I do, but I will act to break a tie.
You'll be the arbiter. Okay.
Yes. Look at that. Yes. This feels like the table's turning.
Well, in that case, I will say I agree. I think overall, I've so far found that the Nestle chocolate to be more enjoyable to eat.
By the way, just real quick, just found out the Galaxy chocolate is sold in the United States as Dove chocolate. Anyway, please.
Oh, no wonder I didn't like it. I did find, I love the animal bar. I thought that was a really good chocolate experience. I'm not as much of a just give me a piece of chocolate. I like something involved in it. I like it to have some experience that sets it apart. So the Aero Peppermint I loved. I also love the Aero Chocolate. I thought that it was a really nice bite. I thought you got the airiness. I thought that the Wispa had too much density to it for something that's supposed to have air in it. And I felt like Aero.
Calm down. Your Wispas are too dense. Getting all up in my ear.
Chalice Wispa. I like the Aero Chocolate. I'm a sucker for anything with peppermint, so I would pick the Aero Peppermint. I just think it's a fantastic piece. And it is milk chocolate in the middle. There's not white chocolate in there.
How's it light green then? How's it not cocoa colored?
The magic of science.
I agree that it's the Aero Peppermint, however they do it. What do you think, John?
I would absolutely go along with that choice.
Yeah, we got it right.
Oh. Doesn't sound like it would be your choice. You're just going along with it.
Actually, of those, the fact that I didn't, this is on me, bring in any of the dozens of variations of basic chocolate bars, the fruit and nuts, the ones with little pieces of crunchy bar in them.
Yeah, you only sent us 26 chocolate bars each, John. Come on.
I was waiting till payday. It was,
fair enough.
Which,
there's
was another bar in here? Bar.
Ooh. All right. Let's go from the Northeast down to the Southeastern quadrant. The Southeast of this particular bracket is going to be Cadbury's Best. This is an all Cadbury's round. So here's what we're going to go through. We're going to have the Fudge, the Double Decker, the Picnic, the Boost, the Crunchy, and the Curly Whirly. Grab those and reconvene.
Now, John.
Yes.
Is there like a place we should start with these? Because these I see, like some of them have little pieces in it. I see the Picnic has both nuts and raisins. I'm excited about that one.
Yes. But is the Picnic in this round?
The picnic is in this round, yes.
Okay.
The Double Decker seems very thick. Tell us what should we be looking for here? Talk to us about it.
Okay. These are all going to be about, as a group, these are all about the textures and, some of the mix-ins. I would probably have pulled the Lion Bar into this category, but amongst these are at least a couple of my very favorite.
Oh, good.
Here.
Oh, this is exciting.
So I hope you folks enjoy them.
Well, where should we start? You be our tour guide.
I would say.
Ooh, I love this tour.
Start with the Fudge, move on to the Curly Whirly. Oh, yes.
Fudge.
Then Boost, Double Decker, and Picnic.
Curly Whirly. Right. Then Boost, Double Decker, Picnic.
Where does the Crunchy fit in there?
Oh, is the Crunchy in here?
The Crunchy's in here as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Holy cow. This is a powerhouse.
This is a big round. This is a big round, the Southeast. Exciting.
I'm going to say put the Crunchy in after the Boost because it's going to be very different. So that'll be kind of your amuse boost.
All right. So we're getting, it seems like, it looks like you're getting us to more and more complex. Is that true?
These are, for the most part, these are fairly different. We're starting with the simplest, moving on to some of the more interesting ones. Some of the ones you won't find direct American equivalents of. These occupy their own evolutionary niches over in the UK.
Look at us having Darwin's chocolate.
Look at this. I'm on the HMS Beagle of flavor.
All right, I'm going to try. We're trying the Fudge Bar first. That is, as described on the back of the packaging, Fudge covered with milk chocolate.
It's fudge. It's vanilla fudge, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different texture than I'm used to for fudge. It's almost like a firm version of the middle of a Cadbury cream egg flavor.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? What is it? I didn't dislike it, but
it's really good.
Thrown off.
It's weirdly nostalgic for me because I love a Cadbury cream egg at Easter. So to have that flavor in there is really fun.
It does have that flavor. I've never really noticed that before, but yes.
Yeah. I like that. I have very strong fudge opinions because I grew up going to the Jersey Shore where you would go to like Steele's Fudge, Atlantic City, and
why do you steal fudge? Why use kids stealing fudge?
You steal the fudge out of the.
Why is you stealing the fudge?
You just run. Yeah, you stealing fudge? Yo, get out, Mikey! Get out of the counter.
I'm stealing fudge.
Get over here! Don't steal that fudge.
Fine, I'll steal a water ice.
Okay, bring me some. Bring me some cherry. Yeah, it was good. I like it. It's refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels, I got nothing bad to say about this bar.
Yeah, this is a very inexpensive one as well. Like these things do not cost a fraction of what some of these others would cost.
That's good to know. And then we're moving now to the Curly Whirly. All right. Ooh, it sounds like that's one that is, you're
This is a childhood favorite.
Oh, what's within this? Cause it's so thin. I thought at first it was like an Airhead.
Yeah, we should be describing some of these, I guess. This is, the Curly Whirly is, very flat. It's almost like it's about the size of, what would you say would be an American equivalent?
An Airhead?
Oh,
well,
like an Airhead. Yeah, about the size wise, it's like an Airhead, but it's, chocolate.
And the strands, it's like strands of chocolate covered caramel, which are laced.
It's a very cool way of combining chocolate and caramel.
Oh, I love the look of it with the gaps in it. Oh yeah, I love that.
Now in France, I don't know if they had a version of this, which they confusingly to international ears called the Three Musketeers.
I feel like they should have a claim on what's a Three Musketeers, right?
Yes.
They're France.
Of all countries.
Yeah.
But it was, if I remember correctly, it was called Three Musketeers, not Trois Musketeers. Musketeer or whatever, which seems odd now that I think about it for the first time in 30, 40 years.
The Curly Whirly is another delightful one. It's the thinness of it, I think, makes it feel delicate and light. You know what I mean? Like I could either take a bite of it and feel like I'm having delicate chocolate, or I could roll the whole thing up like fruit by the foot and just take a big old caramelly chomp out of it.
Oh my God. I never thought of that when I was a kid.
Listen, I know a DeLorean guy.
Oh my God.
He calls himself Doc. I don't know if he's a real doctor.
I would wrap this around a pretzel rod and go to town. I think it would be really good on a pretzel rod with a little saltiness.
Oh,
I do think if I had to knock it, which I'm not like, the caramel is great. There's not enough chocolate. The chocolate gets lost and the chocolate almost takes away from the caramel because there's not enough to balance it out.
Interesting. But I like the balance of it.
It is overall, like, it's just different. I think it's my expectation. I don't think it's low quality at all. I think it's like the more it's sort of, the aftertaste of it is really pleasant. Aftertaste feels like a negative thing, but the taste experience is longer, and I like that.
There is a Chinese restaurant at Elephant and Castle near my parents' place, which is literally called Aftertaste.
Amazing.
I'm so sorry about that. But that is apart from that is an interesting observation because having grown up with these, to me, this is just like almost a perfect thing. The ratio, because I know it as a Curly Whirly. So this is what a Curly Whirly should be. And I think Curly Whirlies are kind of terrific.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the Curly Whirly.
Yeah. I enjoy it a great deal. I recognize.
Why do you hate things, Hal?
That's in my nature. I'm not happy with myself, so I don't want anyone else to be happy with themselves.
Here, have a seat on this couch.
Them down.
Eat this chocolate. I'm just going to doodle here on this. I'm just going to write some notes on this.
I think part of it is my American expectation of what chocolate and caramel together are. And this is different than that, but I like that. I like that it's different.
Yeah. All right. What's next on our tour?
It's the Boost Bar, I believe.
Boost Bar. Yes. And what is a Boost Bar?
This is honestly one which came out after I left the country.
Ooh.
They were saving it for once I was no longer there.
Wow.
And I've never actually had one before.
Oh, this is going to be fun for everybody.
Yes.
Oh, what a treat.
These are getting more and more complex. I need a knife.
Yeah, I'm cutting these two. Oh, there we go. I'm just terrified of getting chocolate all over my nice Star Wars carpet. Come on. Come on. Come to Papa.
All right. Come here, Boost. So what's
I
inside
like
a Boost? It's like a fudge log wrapped in caramel and the whole thing's dunked in chocolate. Is that what's happening?
Well, it's got some crunchy bits in it, which will pop up again in the double decker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same kind of little crunchy biscuit. Use the term biscuit in the British way, not the Southern U.S. way. But
I'd still pour sausage gravy on this, though.
Well, who wouldn't, frankly?
Yeah. It's almost like the biscuit inside a Twix, but little pieces of it.
Very similar, yes. So I'm seeing like two different layers inside the chocolate coating, one of which seems to be a chocolatey, fudgy center.
Mm-hmm. Into which is suspended the bits of Twix.
Little bullets of biscuit.
It is the amber.
It's like, when I say bullet, it's actually more like grape shot. And around this chocolatey, fudgy center is some more of that caramel. It looks like a layer of caramel, and then you get the chocolate coating.
That is really good. I'm a big fan of this one so far.
Yeah, this is actually better than I expected, not having ever had one of these before.
Yeah. Yeah, that fudge layer is really nice. That's a mouth texture that I've always enjoyed. It's very satisfying to bite into.
Yep.
Yeah,
it gives you a little,
nice.
little bit of resistance there, and then you get the crunch of the biscuit, and that's a really nice, simple. I mean, it's not overstated.
Mm-mm.
Boy, now I want them to add little biscuit bits to Snickers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Come on, Snickers.
Better. There's something in here that doesn't work for me, and I can't tell what it is. But it might be the fudge that's in because it's like, oh, that's like a step too far. It's like one too many things. Because
I've become the Simon Cowell of this episode.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to Hal's take on the double decker and the picnic now. If that's
this is exciting. Yeah,
well,
I want to.
You know what it is? It's some things I think work better together than others. Sometimes there's the fudge. I think if there's fudge in there, it's like a hat on a hat.
I do get that, like, there's one ingredient less would have made it a more elegant bar.
Or one ingredient more, making it a more interesting bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. It's missing something either way. I wish the fudge was something else. I don't know what.
Well, let's find out maybe. What about the inside of a crunchy? Should we do the crunchy next?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The crunchy.
Since we're talking about interior.
Yes. Yes, this is
interior texture.
And so what you'll have now, so the crunchy has got this, what's the phrase? There's a Christmas candy in the States. Honeycomb. I think it
is like it's like a honeycomb inside.
Yes.
I love honeycomb.
So you'll find now crunchies in many different forms. You have little balls of crunchies, bits of crunchy thrown into full chocolate bars, just, candies mixed with other candies.
That was delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's two things that work perfectly together.
Yes. I like the crunch. I like the fact that it's almost like in a very different setting. It's like the crunch, the snap of a Chicago hot dog. That first bite into the crunchy. It's got a bite to it, which is really pleasant. And
yeah, it stays in your teeth for just the right amount of time. It feels like whipped sugar that's been sort of like bruleed.
Yes, and it's got a little bit of that burnt sugar thing as well going on there.
Yes.
Which, is it the Maillard reaction? Is it just burnt? It just adds a little bit extra to it.
It's the Kovalic effect, is what they call it. All right, we have two more.
Yes.
Double Decker and Picnic. What do you think next, John? Are we getting bigger and bigger? And what's the biggest?
I'm going to say we're going with the Double Decker and then the Picnic, but it's just a very hard call. I'm in a very tough spot right now.
All right, let's go Double Decker. That's perfect.
Okay. This thing looks like it has chickpeas in it from the drawing. This is the densest, maybe the densest chocolate bar I've ever held in my hands.
It does feel dense.
It's thick, but it's not really dense, for sure.
Really? Okay, because it feels like...
Oh, pick up the Yorkie bar if you want dense.
Yeah, that one's the one that's not for girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Finally, a men's candy. Yeah. What about a candy from a guy's point of view?
Here we go.
The candy.
Here we go. They even underlined it's not for girls. They underlined the not.
Oh, because because people are constantly going into candy places. Pardon me, is this for girls?
I just heard those words in a sentence.
What's going on here? This is mine exploded. It looks like there's a caulking on mine.
No, the caulking is actually nougat.
That's nougat. Oh,
it's
the nougat.
There's a nougat layer on the outside.
Is it supposed to look like this? Okay.
Yeah, there's exterior nougat.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's some flavors we haven't really played with before.
Yeah, isn't it? It's nice. It's really nice.
Really vanilla-y, that layer of nougat on top.
Yep.
And then what are the little crispy bits?
Those are the same little crispy biscuits, I believe, that were in the Boost.
Get out.
Yeah.
Doing multiple duty?
Cadbury's does not let a biscuit go unobserved.
No. Neither does Cracker Barrel.
Oh, my God.
What are you thinking, Hal?
It's good. I dropped some Crispies on the floor and I panicked. So picking them up.
It's really good. And there's nothing like it in the States. I don't think there's anything that even comes close to this.
Yeah, the nougat is particularly good. It's a higher quality of nougat than you would normally get in most American chocolate bars where they're like, here's what's inside some pillows. We covered it in chocolate.
Come on, man. A nougat pillow sounds awesome.
I mean, a proper nougat pillow would. It's very marshmallowy.
Yeah.
In the flavor, which is great.
Oh, now.
Yeah, it's really elegant. It's silky. It's nice.
Yeah. But it's also, it's a big satisfying bar, which is, it's okay. So
it is. Yeah, it's a good size bar. Like that's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
All right. Picnic bar.
Now this one, I should have done all this research beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Picnic bar was launched when I was a kid. And I remember this actually as being a launch.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, like there's a new candy on the block.
Right.
Picnic.
Say hello to Picnic.
Rosin and peanut.
Oh, dear. You'll know it by its royal purple. That means it's Cadbury.
Oh, heavens. No, I was incorrect.
Oh, really?
The Mac Robinson Picnic bar was first released in Australia in 1950. Released
we got
in the
a
UK
brand new bar on the market.
Fry. So this must have just been when it first came to my attention.
How did an Australian bar? You know what? We have a usurper trying to take the throne, but we have to try it now. It's in the mix.
I mean, it was a British territory.
It's Commonwealth. It was Commonwealth.
Yeah, I like it with raisins in it.
Yeah.
All right, we got caramel.
We got caramel. We got raisins. We got peanuts, and we got crispy bits.
And of course, chocolate.
And of course, the chocolate. The inferior to Nestle Cadbury chocolate. And yet in these confections and these treats, it works.
Yeah, these have all been really, I mean, this is the old Cadbury's division. Yeah. And there's not one here I would, say, let's have one.
Well, that's all of them in this round, but we do have to pick one to move on. Let's all each bring forward a finalist. And if two of us bring forward the same finalist, that will be partly telling, I'm sure. John, you are our guest. You go first. Bring forward one of these into the light.
I love a double decker, but honestly, Picnic floats my boat on every level here.
I love a Picnic.
It's got the textures, the flavors. Yeah, it's a wonderful. So I'm going with Picnic.
Okay. Hal?
I don't want to be anticlimactic. I was thinking about the crunchy because I really like that. And it was different than a lot of the candy I've had.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like the Picnic, while there's a familiarity to it, it's also entirely new. And I really like, I talked about a hat on a hat with the fudge inside.
Mm-hmm.
This has way more going on inside of it, but it all works together, and the composed bite is fantastic. You just keep getting all these different notes coming at you, and they all work together to build a lovely flavor picture in your body.
It's interesting. I was going to also go with the crunchy as my bar of choice. So now it sounds like we have each one of them has like a vote and a half.
I'm definitely going picnic.
Picnic? Yeah, you're definitely going picnic?
Definitely picnic.
All right, great. Then picnic it is. 100%. I'm in.
But yeah, this is wow. I had really did not realize how strong a bracket this one was going to be.
Yeah, this is a tough bracket. Tough bracket. There's some killers in there.
Yeah. We have so far gone through 16 different British chocolate candies. We're going to take a break so that my tongue can recalibrate, and we can all go into the final 10, from which we will pick 2 finalists, and then the 4 finalists will go head to head to determine the winner. But first, listen to this.
I'm Jordan Crucchiola, host of Feeling Seen, where we start by asking our guests just one question. What movie character made you feel seen?
I knew exactly what it was.
Clementine from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Joy Wang / Jobu Tupaki.
That one question launches amazing conversations about their lives, the movies they love, and about the past, present, and future of entertainment.
Roy in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I worry about what this might say about me, but I've brought Tracy Flick in the film Election.
So if you like movies, diverse perspectives, and great conversations, check us out.
Oof, this is real.
New episodes of Feeling Seen drop every week on MaximumFun.org.
Oh my gosh, hi, it's me, Dave Holmes, host of the pop culture game show Troubled Waters. On Troubled Waters, we play a whole host of games, like one where I describe a show using a limerick, and our guests have to figure out what it is. Let's do one right now. What show am I talking about? This podcast has game after game, and brilliant guests who come play him. The host is named Dave. It could be your fave, so try it. Life won't be the same.
Big Business starring Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin.
Close, but no.
Oh, is it Troubled Waters, the pop culture quiz show with all your favourite comedians?
Yes! Troubled Waters is the answer.
To this question and all of my life's problems.
Now, legally, we actually can't guarantee that. But you can find it on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
We were informed during the break that Nestle is not a thing outside of this podcast. Should we continue to call it Nestle for the rest of the episode, though?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So this next, we're moving around the country.
John's an idiot.
I would never say that. John is a delight. John is the Willy Wonka of We Got This.
Yes.
Okay. We have our next quadrant. We're going to go to the Southwest now, working our way clockwise around the brackets. We're going to go to the Southwest, and this particular quadrant is Nestle and the Indies, which it turns out is also a couple from the Mars Company, which is not an independent company, but rather the world's largest confectioner. So this is non-Cadbury's British candy. So for this, we have Toffee Crisp, Turkish Delight, the Mars Bar, the Lion Bar, the Orange Bar, Terry's Orange, famous for the actual orange-shaped orange, and the Bounty Bar, also from Mars. Toffee Crisp, Lion, Mars, Turkish Delight, Orange, and Bounty Bars. Grab those bars, gentlemen, and reconvene.
Gentlemen, grab your bars.
I don't understand why Mark didn't have all these candy bars just sitting next to him. I just have a pile of these things.
Because it's easy for me to just grab them if I have them. The people of the world can't see this. I took out a big roll of butcher paper, and using a giant Sharpie, I made this bracket physically in space.
We'll post it. We'll post it.
It is currently on my kitchen table, so I'm just going and grabbing by the quadrant.
I see.
So I have them all in my hand. Would you mind, our expert, John, also giving us a tour through this particular round of candy bars?
Okay, this round is going to be really interesting for me because I cannot wait to hear Hal's comment on one of these in particular. And, I mean, you know, there's the Mars Bar in the UK, Mars Bar US, a little bit of a different thing there. Mm-hmm. Turkish Delight,
yeah.
That is something there is no equivalent for it whatsoever, I don't think, in the U.S. Toffee Crisp. I should look this up, but Toffee Crisp has always seemed like that should be Canadian.
Listen, man, you brought an Australian one in here already. If you brought a Canadian in here too.
The actual Toffee Crisp itself, as just as far as like the taste and everything, to me, reminds me more of some of these, more, Canadian candy bars and stuff.
Sure.
And then Bounty and Lion, Bounty's has got a very direct American equivalent.
Yes, that's the Almond Joy or the Mounds. Is there almond in this?
There is no almond.
Okay, so it's a Mounds.
Yeah.
I cannot think of any British candy that's ever had almonds in it that I know of. Huh. Okay. And Lion, which is the odd one out here. I honestly, this probably would have fit more naturally into the last bracket.
Oh, yeah?
But I think we'll enjoy it.
Should we start with that one since it's like a bridge?
Yeah, this will be our bracket bridge.
Sure.
Bracket bridge?
Right. Cutting you open with my scissors. Cutting you with my knife because apparently I'm a chocolate surgeon.
It is violently broken open on the wrapper, like the picture of it. It's like somebody detonated C4.
Oh, this is a ton of crispy rice inside. At least it looks like crispy rice. Like looks like a Nestle Crunch bar, but with way more crispy rice and an exterior coating of chocolate, also in bar form.
It's got the caramel thing as well, and.
Yeah, this looks good. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I like the look on your faces as you're tasting these, by the way. This is some serious
really trying to get it,
yeah.
For those of you listening at home, I just gave the Mr. Kincaid, like the nod, like, they are playing I Think I Love You. And they're doing great.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's really good. It looks heavier than it is. I mean, it's called a Lion Bar. And it's violently broken open on the packaging, but like it seems compared to a picnic bar, which is hilarious that picnic beats Lion as far as hardiness goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm holding them both in my hands, and the Lion Bar actually feels a little heavier.
It is heavier.
Really?
It's definitely heavier. It doesn't have as much going on inside of it, I think. It's a little more focused.
Is it just a bigger bar then? How is that not?
Big bar? It's like a lion. A lion is bigger than a picnic.
It's taller. They're about the same length. The Lion Bar is taller.
Yeah.
I'm going to say by 10%. Yeah.
2 feet. People of the world who can't see this, the Lion Bar is 6 feet by 2 feet diameter.
Yeah. And I only buy my candy bars at those candy stores where they're up on the top shelf next to the Kit Kats that are the size of canoes.
I love those.
I buy.
Yeah. Like you're going to It's Sugar.
And then I feed off of them. Yeah.
All right. What's next after the Lion Bar in this round?
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to say let's do Bounty because I'm sure you've both had this in its U.S. version. And
I have.
Had this been called, like, I did not bring back the Snickers bar. I did not bring back other direct equivalents. But since this has got a different name.
Sure.
And I have had, not to I don't want to not be honest with everybody. I've had the Bounty before and I love it. I love chocolate covered coconut. So I'm a sucker for it.
It's funny because Charles Schultz hated coconut candy and there's several Peanuts strips about coconut candy and the punchline essentially being coconut.
I like the taste of that. Yeah. It tastes just like a Mounds bar does in the States.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's very good. It does somehow though put into my brain as a history nerd. It makes me wonder how Britain got coconut. And then I start going down all kinds of dark paths in my brain of this particular culinary adventure.
A pith helmet was definitely involved and not the way you want.
Yeah. A pith helmet and a blunderbuss.
Culinary adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I suppose these are ours now.
Hey, excuse me. What are you doing?
Okay. So from there, I'm going to say the Mars bar comes next.
Mars bar. All right. This is my first proper English Mars bar. This is one of those ubiquitous in pop culture in the UK. Yes. I've always heard about Mars bars.
Yeah. The deep fried Mars bar.
Yeah. And always wondered why everybody talks about Mars bars, but I never hear about them in the US. It's because I must have been watching something English.
This also feels, I got caramel on my scissors. Very thick.
Yeah,
it's not huge, but it's packed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing.
Oh, I can't press on it from the bottom.
Am I not mistaken? But is this not what is known in the U.S. as a Milky Way bar?
Is it? I don't know. I haven't gotten
Caramel
into
and nougat is a Milky Way.
Yeah, is there nougat inside?
Yep.
Then yeah, it's which was always one of my favorites as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I always thought Milky Way was the poor cousin of the Snickers. I was like, oh, you couldn't afford the peanuts.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole in the U.S. you just shuddered there. Hal, what happened?
I think it might be all the sugar, but also like there's something that hit me in it. I was like, I don't know if I like this. And
we got in the States, you have Three Musketeers, which is just the plain nougat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then Milky Way,
but whipped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Milky Way, which is the nougat and the caramel, and then Snickers, which is the nougat and the caramel and the peanuts. And that's where they stopped. They thought pushing it further was a mistake.
Why didn't you put raisins in it, guys? Reagans. Don't put Reagans in it.
Well,
that's just adding jelly beans.
Coat me with chocolate now. There we go again.
Mr. President, you got to stop doing this.
Well.
So, okay. So what do you think of your first Mars bar? Was it exciting? Was it just a Milky Way?
It honestly, it felt to me like the chocolate. Yeah, it tasted like a Milky Way.
Yeah,
I love a Milky Way. Yeah,
that's fine. It's nothing. I feel like I've had other ones that are more exciting.
Yeah.
The first Mars bar, by the way, was in 1932 in Slough.
There you go.
So in England.
Where's Slough? Slough is England.
That's the home of the original Office. That's where the Office took place, in Slough. Yeah, the UK version of the Office.
Listen, I hope they didn't miss the opportunity and everybody had a bowl of Mars candies on their desk.
It's close to London.
Mars is one of the M's in M&M's, right?
That's Murray and
Mars.
Maybe.
Or maybe they converged and became M&M Mars.
It's Mike and the Mechanics. That's what it's
Mike and the Mechanics. That's what it is.
No. That actually hurt.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's go to where we go next. We have Turkish Delight, Toffee Crisp, and Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Yeah. Okay.
This is three wild ones. It sounds like you just got a big grin on your face.
Let's go when
you looked at this trio.
We're going to go Toffee Crisp first.
Yeah, I knew it. I know you're saving one of these for me.
You're getting us odder and more outside of Hal's comfort zone with each of these. Is that what's happening?
Hal's comfort zone, from what I can tell.
The size of a Dixie cup.
Hard to throw a strike in there. Hard to throw a strike in that particular batter's box.
Man.
Ooh, this is a nice texture.
These are all a version of tan, though, so I'm really digging this.
Oh, boy. When we do the Jelly Babies episode, it's going to blow your mind, Hal.
I couldn't wait.
The contemplation begins.
I feel like I followed it up. The Mars bar was like a lot coming at me, and this is way more subtle. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It also, for some reason, to me, tastes a lot like the Crunchy. Is that
weird? Yeah, it's the toffee. It's that brulee sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense. It seems like those would be sort of sister bars, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now
this one's okay.
No, that's okay. We can.
No. I was just wondering if these so far. All right, you saved the. No, okay. All right, which one do you want to do next?
Okay. I'm not saving these because they're hideous or anything. They're all very popular candies and edible.
Yes.
Let's go with the Terry's Orange first.
I've had and love a Terry's Orange.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But I had it in like the orange shape. You know what I mean?
You break apart the wedges.
Yeah, break apart the wedges.
Break apart the wedges.
Sure. But you got to whisper while you're doing it.
It would have been far too expensive for me to bring one for each of you two.
Right.
So
one of those,
a chocolate orange grenade.
I got them in multi-packs tiny form.
Oh, these are perfect. Oh, I love these. Starting to get full, you guys. This is a lot of chocolate.
I have a
huge
friend
amount of chocolate
who always had a slightly odd palate, and he's exactly the kind of person who you'd think would like chocolate covered orange slices, the Terry's, but he didn't like them. but I would always, when we were roommates for a while, and I always made sure there was one in the house, and I would always offer it to him. Like anytime I need to make plans to see him again because he lives out here, and I should bring him one. All right, here we go.
There you go. Hal just made a face.
I know.
Wow. You just did the face that Buddy the elf makes when she sprays perfume into his mouth.
Yeah.
In the department
I think
store.
he sprays it in his
he sprays it in his mouth. Yeah. That's a face you made.
It tastes like St. Joseph's Children's aspirin.
Oh, you stop. Stop.
It does too.
It does not.
It does.
You eat your chocolate and you enjoy it.
I did. Oh.
You're still wincing there, Hal. You're shuddering. You were literally shuddering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
That was my legitimate reaction to it.
You know what's funny? That's of this bunch so far. That's hands down my favorite.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, we'll do a whole episode about that.
Get on the couch real quick and tell me.
Let me get on this couch. You know what? Can you hand me one of those bars with an animal on it?
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks. This one's a giraffe.
This is a giraffe and a panther.
And a panther.
And, one of them only one of them is getting a raise that the other one actually deserves.
Oh dear.
You have to figure out which one's which.
Oh, well, that's pretty easy. Look how downtrodden that giraffe's neck looks. His head is dragging.
Uh-huh. You know why? It was guilt because he knew he didn't deserve it. You were wrong.
Oh.
All right. Our final one of this collection. I feel like this is Hal reaching boss level. Is the Turkish Delight.
I'm honestly literally unsure how Hal is going to take this. I have no idea.
Let me tell you, in the 3rd grade, we read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, in which Turkish Delights plays a major part. Mm-hmm. And our teacher got Turkish Delights and brought them in for us to try.
That was very sweet.
Very excited because not only had we read the book, but I'd seen the animated version from, I'm going to guess it was the late 70s, early 80s, because all the kids are wearing bell bottoms. And
makes sense.
They make it look so good there. And then I had it. I can't quite remember what the flavor was like, but I remember going, this wasn't what I expected, not one bit. And it was powdery. It's covered in powder. Is this covered in powder? Let's find out. I'm cutting in. This is really just I'm being punked, I think is what's happening here.
No, not at all. This is a very popular candy.
Yeah.
You'll find this at most newsagents, most corner shops.
Would I then?
You know what this tastes like?
Right. Hal hasn't tasted it yet.
Tell me.
I don't want to cloud your thoughts on what it tastes like.
Oh, were you going to say gym sock?
No, it's got that rose water in it. It's like chocolate rose water sort of. You know, it tastes like an auntie.
Foot. An auntie's
right?
foot.
It's just like an auntie's purse.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you just spit
that out?
No, I was wiping chocolate off my face. It looked like I was doing like the Tom Hanks in Big when he has the caviar, but I was not doing that. No,
so proper Turkish Delight is not chocolate coated like that. It is, as Hal remembered, it's got this, and what would they use? They would probably, I'm looking this up to see what it is.
Cornstarch, maybe, or
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby powder?
It's more like, it's almost like a more taffy-esque, the Turkish Delight, I bet.
Yeah. The
Heron?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cornstarch, much like Jelly Babies, which we'll get to one day.
Oh my gosh. All right. That is everything in this category. I think the ones that were my favorites are definitely off of Hal's list.
Go ahead.
And that is, I know I'm cracking jokes about it. I love the orange. I love Turkish Delight. I think it's delicious, but that's just me. We've also got the Colony Bar of the Bounty. We've got the Toffee Crisp and the Lion Bar and the Mars Bar as well, the Milky Way. What do you think, John?
Oh, yeah. What do you think, John?
If I was at the newsagents and if I was peckish, I almost want to excuse myself from this one because I would choose the Lion Bar because it's the one that most reminds me of the picnic bar. If I can't get a picnic bar, I'll get the Lion Bar.
This is the Pepsi of bars?
Yeah, of that particular.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about this? You each choose one and I will just, again, if it's a tie, I'll be a tiebreaker here.
Oh,
because philosophically, I don't think the Lion Bar deserves to win this category. This bracket,
because it should be in Cadbury's
it should be in the old Cadbury's. It's not Cadbury's, and it should have lost to Picnic.
Oh, interesting. Well, whoever wins this category has a potential. Will only if they want to meet Picnic, they will only meet Picnic in the absolute final Super Bowl.
Cash it outside. How about that? What do you like, Mark?
I just love the orange. Personally, I love it. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful candy bar. Objectively, I think a Mars bar has that elegance of just the nougat and the caramel and the chocolate, and it's quality versions of each of them. I think the Toffee Crisp is interesting. The Turkish Delight is a lot of fun. I mean, I loved all of these. I think this is also a tough category. Yeah, I think subjectively, the orange bar, objectively, the Mars bar. What do you think, Hal?
I love the Bounty because I love chocolate and coconut.
Mm-hmm.
But I recognize that it's essentially a Mounds bar. A Mounds bar.
Wow, how far have we fallen that we're just burping on the show now?
It's just the amount of chocolate. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it, okay?
That's fair.
I think I actually would pick the Lion. That was the other one. I think it.
Okay.
I liked everything that was going on in it. The Turkish Delight is a hard no. Because the Turkish Delight I had when I was a child, I remember going, I don't like this so much. Something about putting the chocolate on it, I feel like is a bridge too far for me. And the chocolate covered orange should be outlawed in all countries, and every single piece of it should be burned in a giant fire.
Don't you dare. Don't burn it in a fire. Why would you oversee fire? Wow. I would know my address. You just mail it to me. Just mail it to me, not Darth Vader's corpse, the orange bars.
I care about you, Mark. I'm not going to send these to you.
Okay.
Dare you. All right. So it looks like the Lion is going through.
Yeah. This is like what would Judge John Hodgman do?
How dare you?
It's so deeply philosophical here.
So I think the Lion, it sounds like you would have picked the Lion as well, right, John?
I would have picked the Lion.
All right.
Yes.
So that's 2 Lions. I am content with the Lion. I enjoyed the Lion bar a lot. All right. So it is. We've got the Lion bar in the Southwest. We've got the Picnic bar in the Southeast, the Aero Mint in the Northeast. Now it's time to go to the Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have our bite-sized category. That is Smarties, Rolos, Maltesers, and Munchies. I'm going to go grab mine. I guess you guys already have yours. I'll be right back.
I'll give a moment of silence for him.
All right, John, once again, take us on our culinary tour.
Rolos, I've got to believe is a U.S. equivalent, a North American equivalent of a Rolo, which is essentially...
Yeah. We call them Rolos.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Munchie takes the Rolo concept one step further by adding a little biscuit into it.
Oh, I do like a little biscuit.
These two, when I was 10, 11, 12, gosh, I loved both of these so much over there. They were just terrific.
Yeah, I think the Munchie has it on the Rolo because of the biscuit.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
The Smarties, think of them as British M&Ms at your own risk.
Oh, that took a turn.
I find the taste quite different and the texture quite different than Maltesers. When I was a kid, Maltesers changed their packaging, and I got a packet with only 3 Maltesers. They're these small little malted milk balls. And malted milk was invented in the U.S., Racine, Wisconsin, I believe. I should really look these things up before I come on a respected podcast. And I beg your pardon.
But for this one, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
But Maltesers in the UK changed their packaging. I wrote in a letter to complain that I only got 3 Maltesers. And this is the first time a corporation had ever sent me back. They sent like a little box of Maltesers. Like, one
nice
of these nice little gift boxes of Maltesers.
That had 2 in it and a picture of a middle finger. And a note that said, your move.
John, let me ask you this.
Yes.
You said I would be doing this at my own risk. So I am going to risk this and say that to me, Smarties, they do feel like they have a slightly more flavorful and slightly thicker candy coating. And the chocolate in the interior is decidedly more British. But why at my own risk do I call them British M&Ms?
Well, I just think they occupy same evolutionary niche, but I find the flavor quite different and the texture of the coating makes things.
Is that a thing because the coating is a little thicker?
Yeah. I mean, to me it is. That's what makes them Smarties. I think it's kind of the same with the Canadian Smarties.
Mm-hmm. Those I had when I was up in Canada. Are those different from the British version?
I don't think so. We just were up there and I had some and they were quite similar. So maybe it's a Commonwealth thing. Again, people from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, phone in.
Yeah.
What are your Smarties like?
Let us know. I love Smarties. I had them in Toronto for the first time
and
they're great right now. And this is not a bit. That orange flavored candy is ruining them for me. The 2 bites I get, it's like, this tastes like the orange flavored candy again. That orange chocolate again.
Hal, if I could reach into your taste buds and ease that pain for you and have that orange chocolate flavor in mine own mouth, I would.
You're going to Green Mile my tongue?
I'm going to Green Mile your tongue, buddy.
Licking the mile.
I would say maybe try another bite of Picnic with so much going on there. It could be a cleanser. Maybe.
Do you have any sushi ginger?
I have a whole mound of it. Why do you ask?
Well, just have some sushi ginger. That'll clear everything out.
You're right, John. That helped. Settle down, tongue. Whoa, girl. Whoa.
Okay.
All right. You feeling a little better now, Hal?
Yes. Smarties are fine candy.
Smarties are a fine candy. I do enjoy them. I liked the Rolo. I thought the Munchie was better. It's like a Rolo with a little bit of a Twix biscuit in the middle.
Yep.
A Twisket, if you will. Not to be confused.
Wait, you already had a Munchie?
I did have a Munchie. Yeah, I had a Munchie.
I didn't even have one yet.
I had a Rolo and then a Munchie immediately because they were sister candies. They were John's two favorite when he was little that he would have.
Dang it, I'm eating a Malteser. What do you think about that?
Well, you know what? John also I know John's entire history with candy now. Did you know that he was once gifted a box of Maltesers after receiving a scant 3 in one package?
I hope he wrote a letter.
Sounds like he probably did. That's the only way to get candy nowadays.
Yeah, By
the way, when I was a kid, I also wrote a letter to Gerald Ford.
Really?
Saying
why'd you pardon Nixon?
Exactly. Yes.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Did he send you a football?
No.
He sent him Maltesers.
Hey, a boy named John wrote me. Do you think I should write him back? What should I say? It's my Gerald Ford impression.
That's pretty good.
I had Maltesers in New Zealand when we did our tour of Australia and New Zealand, and we were in
Map Dropper.
When we were in Auckland, we which is where we ended the tour. We stayed an extra day and we went and saw Pitch Perfect 2, I think, which had John Hodgman in it, which was a surprise. So I texted him from New Zealand to tell him what a delight and surprise it was. But we had Maltesers was our candy of choice. We split some Maltesers and they were lovely.
Did you bring some back for John?
No. He got to be in a movie. He's fine.
Have we tried all of those now?
I keep talking. I'm catching up. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, I enjoy all 4 of these. I like that because, some of the chocolate can crumble. A flake bar is going to wind up all over the place. I'm generally a fan of a handheld candy. And normally M&Ms are my go-to, which is why I was comparing them to M&Ms because that's just my frame of reference for it for my whole life. And I've always loved M&Ms. I do love Smarties. Yeah, that candy coating is nice. Munchies are great. Maltesers, I feel like if Smarties are superior to M&Ms, and any Brit might kick me now for saying this, I think Whoppers are superior to Maltesers. I like the slightly denser malt flavor in a Whopper than in a Malteser. But a Malteser is delightful. It's the malt is a little mild for my taste.
Yeah, it is a very malt and not as much of it. Whoppers are a little bigger, feels like.
And by the way, James Horlick
sucks though. Yes.
James Horlick, the London pharmacist who essentially invented the malted milk thing, went to join his brother in Racine, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah?
And that's where the whole malted milk thing began.
All right, what are we pulling out of this category? My vote goes to either Munchies or Smarties. What do you guys think?
I will tie break, but I will wait for Hal.
I would go with Smarties.
Yeah.
I think Smarties are the secret superior candy. You do compare them to M&Ms at your own risk because they are better. Now, peanut M&Ms are the perfect candy. I will stand by that till the day I die. But Smarties are a unique adventure unto themselves.
This is tough because I used to love Munchies so much as a kid. That little biscuity thing. And when I tried them again, now I think there should have been more biscuit.
Oh, yeah. Did we just ruin your childhood with this episode? I'm so sorry.
You leave the past behind. It's a
let it go.
Except for Smarties, which I still think are pretty awesome. So I'm going Smarties here.
All right. We now have our final four. So we're going to do lightning rounds for these final battles. So our first battle in the East, it is Mint Arrow versus Picnic. Gentlemen, thoughts?
I'll be a tiebreaker, but you know which way I'm going on this one.
It's a picnic bar. Are you sticking with Picnic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love the Picnic. I love that chocolate mint, but I can get that flavor elsewhere. I feel like the Picnic is a little bit more unique. So I would give it to the Picnic.
All right. That's 2 for the Picnic. The Picnic has won the East.
What would you have said? What would you have said? You can't not.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I would have said. I would have said the Arrow. I would have said the Mint Arrow. It's a unique bar. We don't have any aerated chocolate bars like that here. So it's unique to me. I think for me, I loved the Picnic, but I think I love what it is, which is it's a Snickers with raisins in it. And it's, no, but it also has the crispy bits. Yeah. It's just a million things going on in it. It's great. Yeah. There's a lot going on. But yeah, I think the Picnic is a noble winner of that. I think that they benefit from there not being a salary cap on mix-ins.
That collective bargaining agreement was really, really well done.
Whatever they did it right. But now we're going to the West. And in the West, it is, of course, Smarties versus the Orange Bar.
What?
I just seen how long that would take. Smarties versus Lion. What do we think, fellas? And don't give me this I'll be a tiebreaker thing.
Yeah, you have to go first, Steph.
You have to go first this time.
I'm going Lion Bar.
Lion Bar. Is this because you just want the Picnic Bar to defeat the Lion Bar as previously predicted?
No, this is absolutely based on if I'm feeling a little peckish and there's a corner shop, which one am I going to pick up? And definitely I like Smarties, but I don't tend to eat them in the same way I do, for example, peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, so the perfect candy.
Going Lion Bar here, yes.
All right. Hal,
Mark?
What are you thinking?
Oh, no, I'm tie-breaking this time. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, Orange.
Oh, that makes it easy. Lion wins.
It's I think that's tough, man. Yeah, a Lion Bar.
I agree.
All right, look at that. So we have our final battle. Oh, here we go. It's the Lion Bar versus the Picnic Bar. It's Pepsi versus Coke. It's Hydrox versus Oreo. I think we all know who the ultimate winner is here. Let's say it on the count of 3 and then Hal bring us home. 1, 2, 3. Picnic.
People of the world, gather round and go to the, what's it called? The news agent?
The corner shop, news agents.
The news agents. The news agent. So headed to the news agents, the corner shop.
I say.
There's only one candy from His Majesty's Royal Kingdom that's fit for all. And it's the Picnic. Yes. The many flavors, the many mixings, the chocolate. The Picnic is the winner. Host.
I say, Hal, you're melting into your cane.
I'm slowly turning into
You are turning into your cane. Oh dear. And we've lost Hal. John Kovalic, that is asked and answered, and we thank you so much, friend. It is not just because you always send us treats. You always send the people of the world stories and insight, and we love having you on and cannot thank you enough. Where do you want people to find you? Where do you want people to see your art? I see it everywhere. You're everywhere now.
Dork Tower, one word, .com is my comic strip, updating Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Otherwise, the Munchkin card game and all of its many, 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 many expansions.
Beautiful.
7,000 cards drawn.
Oh my gosh.
That's incredible.
You are prolific and brilliant, and we love your work and we love having you on.
Yes.
It's such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please come back, and you don't have to send us stuff this time. Just come on the show. We don't. Hal and I need to talk real quick.
Huh?
When did you want to send you
He
stuff?
can send us stuff if he wants to send us stuff.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I like stuff. I like stuff.
John, feel free to send us stuff and come back on the show anytime you do. We thank you for being here. This topic is closed, but there are many more topics to discuss. So please reach out to us via email at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com or
go to our Facebook group where it's all happening. I know we have many friends. Don't hold that Turkish delight up and show it to me and eat it.
It's so good.
It's like you're like the kid in cafeteria where we just put all our food in one plate and say, here's a quarter, eat it. If you're a friend who is overseas, if you're a person of the world overseas, or if you're a person who's curious about talking more about these candies, if maybe you've had them, continue the conversation there. Facebook.com/group/WeGotThisPodcast. Thank you to noted Anglophile and producer Ken Plume, who has eaten all of these candies, and it's so sad that we didn't pick Maltesers. If you want to show him some support to make up for that, go to patreon.com/Ken Plume and of course support this fine podcast as a Max Fun member. Thank you also to researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks to you, the people of the world, for giving us an opportunity to have a show like this where we can sit down with John and try all these delicious confections like a picnic bar. I want all of the people of the world, with all of us gathered together, coated in chocolate, and then doused in peanuts and little crispy bits and caramel and raisins. And I don't know what else is in there. Pistachios, ham. What else is in a picnic bar? There's all kinds of stuff. I want you to be our picnic bar. Let's all have a picnic together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows supported
directly
by you.